Cabinet Minister is proposing tax incentives to encourage investments in micro and small business enterprises here. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Wednesday, January the 17th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. A Cabinet Minister is proposing tax incentives to encourage investments in micro and small business enterprises here. Minister of Small Business Development Donville Innes says he plans to hold talks with Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair shortly to discuss incentives that could result in major investments in these companies. Part of his proposal is that some of the $9.4 billion in savings now sitting in commercial banks gaining negligible interest can be diverted to micro and small businesses as investments, with government making it easy to achieve.
And I think that the state now has a duty to start looking at creative ways in which it can assist this sector by using some of that money. And my view, quite frankly, is that we reach the point in our journey where from our end we must give active consideration to offering tax incentives to Barbadians to take some of their saved monies on the commercial banks and invest in micro and small enterprises in Barbados. You can take your money, invest through a structure, a regulated entity, that then either onlines or invest in micro, small, and medium enterprises in Barbados. And you may get a decent return on your investment.
Puma merchandise, including Fenty by Rihanna items on sale by Ouch Boutique, were definitely fakes. That was the evidence of visiting Puma trademark specialist Louis Combalias as the case against the director of the city boutique Grenville, Ricardo Del Peach, began in the District A Magistrates Court before Magistrate Gravely Bannister yesterday. Del Peach, 44 of Passage Road, Passage Gardens, St. Michael, is on trial for allegedly selling Puma Fenty by Rihanna and Creeper sneakers and Puma Fenty slippers, exposing for sale 17 Puma slippers, 7 single shoes, and 31 backpacks, which were counterfeit. The offenses were allegedly committed in May last year. The case was adjourned until Wednesday, January the 24th. However, Del Peach is not the only one facing such offenses. Rihanna's uncle, Leroy Fitzgerald Brathwaite, will also appear in court next Tuesday on similar charges. Brathwaite has denied the charges and is currently on $1,000 bail. Meanwhile, a vendor who assaulted and pulled a knife on a security guard at a local supermarket must be on his best behavior for the next 6 months. Kensner holder of Mellows Hill, St. Joseph, must adhere to the bond imposed by Magistrate Douglas Frederick yesterday if he wants to avoid spending 3 months behind bars. The 33-year-old has also been barred from vending outside popular discounts located at Spooners Hill for the next 6 months. The sentence was imposed after he begged for leniency after pleading guilty to assaulting security guard Alistair Stewart on January the 15th.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Millions of dollars in coffee beans have been destroyed after a dispute over land in St. Thomas, Jamaica took an unexpected twist. Now, the affected farmers are desperately seeking help from the authorities. More in this TVJ News report.
Foggy day in the Blue Mountains, the atmosphere a reflection of the mood of scores of workers employed to this coffee farm. They came to find it in ruin last week, ruined not by the forces of nature, but by man.
Me tell you from yesterday, me faint, me drop down dead, me no know me no bury already. to me feel coming like I have a emptiness inside, because there is no way mankind could wicked like this to do such things.
Right now I feel like I know they're on the earth right now. I feel like everything gone, like the world done for me.
The land has been at the center of a long court battle for ownership which started in 2009. For decades, it had been used by the farmers of Epping Farm in St. Thomas. The Supreme Court, however, ruled in favor of the proprietors of Abbey Green Farms in November 2017, giving them the clear to take possession of the property which they had purchased from the state. Lawyers representing the St. Thomas coffee farmers last week filed an application for a stay of the judgment. That was January 9. But on the 10th, the new owners started efforts to clear the land, cutting trees, including acres of mature coffee beans.
And on the international scene, Pope Francis has expressed his pain and shame over Chile's sexual abuse scandal in his first comments in the country on a crisis that has scarred the Roman Catholic Church's credibility. We pick up the story in this Euronews report.
Pope Francis has begged crowds in Chile to forgive the Catholic Church over previous sex abuse scandals. Francis angered Chileans by appointing Juan Barros as Bishop of Osorno in 2015, who's accused of helping cover up child molesting in the church. In his first official address during his visit to Chile, Pope Francis said, "I should express my pain and shame, the shame I feel about the irreparable harm caused to children by ministers of the Catholic Church." Chile's church has struggled to regain public trust since highly influential priest Fernando Karadima was accused of molesting children in 2011. The holy figure is spending a week in Chile, the first visit by a pope to the South American country in 3 decades.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.